Nigerian Yoruba men are demons.
Responsible. How is that?
If you want to know an amala that will bang, like an amala that makes sense, if that fat is not there, don't buy. If the woman doesn't have Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of The Trends happening here at the Ombudsman Radio. I'm your host for this episode and my name is Mati Fati. Of course, I'm not alone. I have with me two amiable guests and together we're going to be dissecting the issue on ground today. To my right, I have Mr. Thomas. Hello, Mr. Thomas.
Hello, Miss Fati.
How are you doing today?
Very well. It's a pleasure to be here.
Amazing. And to my left, I have Miss Dami Lola. Hi, Miss Dami.
Hello.
How do you feel to be here?
I feel good.
Really?
I feel good, yeah. It's always a pleasure to be here.
Yeah. And I'm equally really honored to have them with me. Today, we're going to be talking about myths and superstitions that have been passed down to us by older generations, and over time we've come to believe them, and they've formed a part of our opinions, right? And today we are just going to be having the opinions of these two beautiful people that I have with me in the studio. Stay with us. We have a lot coming. We'll be back. Welcome back. It's still the Ombudsman Radio and we're on myths, popular Nigerian myths and superstitions that have come to form parts of our opinion and lifestyle. Hi, Miss Dami.
Hi again.
Yeah, hi again. What is, people have always said a lot of things like why growing up. You grew up in Nigeria, yeah?
Of course.
Mr. Thom, did you grow up in Nigeria?
Sure.
So it's so obvious and undeniable that you're familiar with these myths and superstitions that are peculiar to Nigeria.
Yeah.
So can you give us one, Miss Dami?
Okay, while growing up, I used to hear that sweeping at night welcomes welcomes bad luck.
Really?
Yes, they said when sweeping at night, it is said or it is believed that sweeping at night means you're sweeping out good luck and you're
Really?
welcoming bad luck.
Do you believe that?
No, I don't.
Are you
Sweep
sure?
at night.
Mr. Thom, do you believe that? Sweeping at night. Sweeping is a physical thing now.
It's a physical thing.
Yeah.
But these are things our older generation lived with and they believed it.
Yeah,
And
they believed it so much.
maybe it worked for them or something, but that's it. But I think we are getting more civilized these days. The new generation doesn't tend to believe what's
And then I feel like they put these myths in place because they were trying to protect us, the kids at the time, from maybe some certain forms of things.
Yeah.
One of the myths I've heard while growing up is that when using a mirror at night, it can attract evil spirits.
I think I heard that
Yes.
too.
So maybe let me put myself in the shoes of like somebody from way back, from like the other generations. It might be that I have a teenage girl that's overly obsessive with how she looks, always in front of the mirror. So I would just tell her that because I'd want her to limit her exposure to the mirror. So that's why earlier I said maybe they formed these myths because they want to protect us from certain things or, pull us away from certain things.
I actually believe that because I think I asked somebody when I was quite little, someone said something. I can't remember the exact thing he said, but I asked him why he thinks that thing is true. Because it appears that he really believed it. And then he said, I don't know.
Because
my
they
parents
said
told
it.
me that while I was growing up.
There's no scientific backing whatsoever. You cannot prove it. So how can you say something like that is true? No disrespect, actually, to people who believe in these things and it works for them. I think it's just a thing of the heart and of faith. There's this placebo effect thing. They say if you believe in something,
it works for you.
Exactly. So no disrespect if you believe that. Mr. Tom, What's one myth? I'm eager to hear yours.
Okay, I have so many myths I was grown up to I was exposed to. One popular myth people take so serious is that of if you bend down and look behind from between your legs, you will see ghosts in the market square.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
And it's obvious,
yeah.
it is believed that if you try that in the market square, the ghost will beat you to
Haunt
death.
you.
They will haunt you. So people tend to be afraid to bend down and look between their feet.
Yeah. I remember having that memory, and I always wanted to try, but I was so scared. What if I see this?
And they'll haunt you. So you'll be scared.
True.
I heard something related to that. Somebody said when walking in a market, if you see a store where they sell mirrors, don't look.
Okay.
Don't look at the store.
Don't look at
the mirror that you see
You will
ghosts.
see ghosts, exactly.
Wow.
But are all these things really true?
Really true.
I don't
Because
think so.
when I was told this, I personally like to experiment. You know,
You did it. Please tell us. Did you see ghosts?
No, I actually did not do it.
So what's the experiment?
I actually did not. But I've been arguing that it can't be true. It cannot be true. Just a mere looking down. What would you see? I used to think within me, how true could this be?
Yeah.
So
Sometimes
try.
I said I'm going to try, but you know when they incite that fear, and you don't ever, and you feel if you try that you're going to lose your life or something, so you'll be scared to try something like
Mr.
that.
Thumb, I just feel the need to motivate you to try it so that you will tell us.
Exactly.
Do you know why?
What the-
Fear is a lie.
You know what?
Mr. Thumb, fear is a lie.
I don't go to the market.
Just try it
I don't
and
go to
tell
the
us.
market.
Let's gather money and that's really like there are so many of them. I remember while I was still I'm still a child, but when I was a baby, like not a baby,
But you're still a baby.
yeah,
A baby
a
at
big baby. When I was little, my mom used to, like, she's a disciplinarian. She always beats the hell out of me anytime I do something wrong. And then every time I do something wrong, I'm sure that this woman is going to whoop me. And then she always does this at night when she can close the doors, the windows. Nobody is coming to save me. You just know that it's finished. So I'll be thinking of ways, how can I avoid this beating? What can I do? So I was talking to one of my friends that I'm so sure that this night I go chop beating. But what am I going to do?
And you were told to cross your fingers.
No,
So-
that worked. That wasn't what she said. She was like, I should slice onion and beans and use it on a grinding stone, put it under my armpits,
What kind of
and
beans,
then
please?
and then any kind of beans, white beans, any kind of
Like
beans.
raw.
Yes, raw beans. And then you grind it with the onion on a grinding stone. Then you put it under your armpits. And then when my mom wants to raise her hand to beat me, I should just fall down. And then I'm going to faint from there. But she gave me an instruction. She said, while falling down, make sure you open your arms so that they can fall off, else I will die.
It's the best thing the child ever had.
I was like, what if I faint with it still in my armpit? She said, I am gone. I say,
it's
this
50-50.
life, I don't
I've
want
got a
to
native
go.
doctor.
I really don't know. Like, there are just so many crazy
A
myths.
similar myth is since it's still from the scenario you've just told me, that if you want someone to forget about something, you cross your fingers.
And the wheel.
Yeah, the person will.
Have you tried it?
I have not actually done that. Or I know I've seen my classmates back then in secondary school when they want to do maybe exam malpractice, they'll have to fold their fingers so that the examiner will not see them.
Really?
Doesn't work.
It doesn't.
And if a teacher wants to punish them, so at the end of the class, see me for your punishment, they'll cross their finger
For
to
how
the
long?
end of the class so that the teacher will not remember.
Doesn't
I don't know
work.
how
But
that
is there
works.
like a specific time that you're supposed to cross your fingers?
You cross
for?
the finger until the teacher is out of the class that he or she will not remember the
So
punishment.
until the person is literally out of sight. Wow.
Never heard of that one.
So you see some children cross their fingers like this, so the teacher will not remember. it takes away memory.
Wow.
I don't know how.
That's really fascinating to me.
It is.
It's really fascinating. So if you're watching us right now and any of these myths that we've mentioned so far, you've done it and it actually worked, please let us know in the comment section, because I'm eager. I want to know if these things actually work.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I really want to know? I've not seen anybody that has done this thing
And it has worked for them.
so there's no scientific backing. It's just word of mouth, and
That's
you
why
know
it's called myth.
yeah. But if you have done it, please do let us know in the comment section. Miss Dami, do you have any other myth, that
So I heard that if a pregnant woman eats boiled eggs, more than one boiled egg, like during the pregnancy, the child is going to have big eyes or big head or big ears.
Wow, that's interesting.
what is that the correlation
How? So
with
they
a
said,
boiled egg and the baby in your womb?
they said whatever the woman eats, the baby eats.
It's as well, yeah,
As well, yeah.
I'm trying to get something from there. Don't you think this was to stop people from pregnant women from eating?
overeating.
Yes, because during pregnancy they
Sounds
tend
like
to
it.
crave for many things.
Yeah.
So I think this was to
And
control
egg
them from
is-
eating too much of eggs.
Exactly, and eggs are highly proteinous. So I think that was.
If a pregnant woman is eating more like a lot of eggs,
It's actually good,
and then
right?
I don't know, I'm not a
No,
doctor.
I think there's a protein deficiency.
So if you give birth and your baby's head is big, go and check your husband's head or your uncle's head. If it's just somewhere in your family, don't blame it on
Yeah,
eggs.
on
You
eggs.
understand? Yeah. So,
Okay,
Mr.
so
Tom.
growing up, I remember at home that if I walk across my sister, she'll tell me, "Come back, come on,
Cross again.
cross me
Cross me
out."
back.
She doesn't want a child that
I don't want
looks
a
like
child that
you.
looks like you. And I'll be like, how does that work? He said, yeah. So if you cross a lady, especially during pregnancy, that there is possibility of the baby looking like the person that crossed, that
I've
walked cross.
heard
Wow,
of this
I've heard
thing
it. I think
countless
I've heard that
times,
too.
but I don't think it
Wow.
actually. I don't.
So
know.
be like, if an ugly person walk across a pregnant woman, come and cross back. So I don't want my baby to be as ugly as you. But if it's a fine person, no
Come
problem.
across me.
I want
Cross
my
as
baby.
much as you want.
I want my baby to be
But do you know
as cute as
do
you
you know
are.
that very interestingly, there are people that still really believes in this.
Sure,
thing.
they are.
Religiously.
Really, exactly. Like my sister, whenever her palm itches, she'll say money is coming.
And does
Okay.
it come?
And according to her, it works.
Oh, my palm has itched me a lot of times, and I don't see money.
I'm always wondering, is it because I don't really believe in it?
Maybe.
And
She said it works for her.
I don't know how. I also hear of this one that if your left eyelid itches you or shakes, vibrates, that bad luck, something bad will happen.
Or
Really?
you'll see something bad.
But if your right eyelid shakes, because there's this continuous vibrating of
Yes,
your eyelid,
yes,
and you try to scratch it, it doesn't stop. If it's from the right eye, that something good will happen. Good luck is coming.
Do you know that thing happens to me, but I've never given it any
A
meaning.
thought, yeah.
I've never given it a thought, actually. And when I was in secondary school, there's this my hostel friend. She said something. She said, if a fly perches on your eye, it means you're going to see something bad. But if a fly perches on your lip, it brings good luck, or you eat good things or something. I've forgotten how she puts it, but it was something related to the eyes meaning bad luck and the mouth meaning good luck.
There's one very famous one in my community
Sorry
while I
to
was
cut
growing
you.
up.
Sorry to cut you.
Okay,
Just
that's fine.
in accordance to what Dami just said, she talked about flies, but the one I heard is about butterfly.
They're all flies.
If a butterfly pitches on you, just make a wish and it will come true.
Well, speaking of
Really?
butterflies, when last did any of you see a butterfly in Nigeria?
Ages. Hey, jeez.
because there are no fields.
I think Nigeria needs cleansing.
You know,
think so too.
butterfly are mostly found in field areas, green plant areas, and where we are is
we don't
is
really
city.
farm a lot
Everywhere is
here. Yeah.
houses everywhere, so
Yeah.
you barely see a butterfly around. But if you go to field, you can
You
still
see
see
them.
or a
Oh.
park, you can
Oh.
still
I mean,
see
it's
So
them.
very
Nigeria
long
is still
time since I
safe.
saw one.
Okay. Okay, so like I was saying, there's this very popular myth while I was growing up in my community. It said that, do you people know what unzu is?
Yeah, that white something
Yes.
that looks like chalk.
Yes, and it's molded, it's like round.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
don't know it.
Like native chalk.
It tastes like salt, but it's sand, white sand.
Is it the one the pregnant women use?
Yeah, that's it. Unzu. It said that if a pregnant woman consumes unzu in like large quantity, like you take a lot, because pregnant women tend to spit, so they lick that to like subside the spitting, because it irritates people around. Yeah. So it said that if they take a lot of unzu and they give birth, their child will be covered in that white substance.
I feel like all children
I don't
come
know.
out covered in the white substance.
I've never really
I don't
seen
even
a
feel
fresh
like it
child.
happens that way. I've seen
Okay.
a child that was just giving birth to, like before they cleaned the child.
Oh, I've never
She was
seen
covered in the white stuff, and her mom did not take unzu
unzu.
from first to 9 months, from the first to the 9th month. So I
That's
don't
amazing.
think
That's
that
amazing.
thing has
I
any
think I've heard
relationship.
stories like that, especially from midwives. They say that sometimes they find food particles that the mother just eats on the baby's body. Yeah.
Oh, okay. You're still watching the trends on the Ombudsman Radio, and I'm Mati Fati with my amiable guest. We're still on the trends, talking and dissecting the myths, popular myths, and superstitions peculiar to this country, Nigeria. Keep watching us. We would be back. Welcome back to the trends on the Ombudsman Radio. It's still myself and my guests with me. We're still dissecting the popular Nigerian myths and stereotypes. And right now, we're gonna be talking about stereotypes peculiar to the Nigerian community. Ms. Dami, tell us. I want to hear from you.
Majority of the stereotypes I know are either language based or gender based, or okay, I don't mean to spite any tribe particularly, but one of the stereotypes I know is that Igbo men are greedy. Igbo men likes money too much. But that's
Contrary
actually
to
not
that,
true.
you needed to have seen my face. Contrary to that,
I've actually met very sweet Igbo guys.
Yeah.
And have you met anyone that doesn't love money?
Like
Nobody
any tribe at
actually.
all. Everybody likes money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so what she's trying to say is that certain Igbo tribe is money inclined
Than others.
than others.
Contrary to the fact that Igbo men love money, I've heard of a very, very popular myth that Igbo men are very generous, to their women. Like they really spend money and they live lavishly.
Someone
when they
actually-
like you, they give out a
Someone
lot.
once told me, if you want to know an Igbo man that loves his wife, check her appearance, check her bank account, check how he treats her. You
Odogures.
will just know.
That's amazing. Mr. Thumb, give us now.
Okay, so some stereotype, I believe that in Africa, spending money on a girl child education is a waste of fund.
Some parts of that.
That's right there.
Actually.
And they often say that, so a girl child's place ends in the kitchen.
Yeah. Do you believe that?
I do not believe that.
Of course, look at me.
You are a
Look
girl
at
child.
her.
You are here in a workphase and you're working, making money for yourself. Are you ending your place in the kitchen?
Nah.
No. So I actually believe that's depreciation of gender. Irrespective of one's gender, they have a place, they have something to contribute to Nigeria, to the workforce. So educating a girl child, to me, I feel, educating a girl child is educating a whole nation.
Yeah.
True. And then I think chores, like domestic roles, are not gender based. You cannot
Exactly.
say a woman's place is in the kitchen and then a man doesn't get to be in the kitchen.
With
Do you understand?
her, yeah.
There's no gender negotiation with that. Do you understand? A man, there are men who can cook, there are men who are chefs.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what they do, that's their jobs. Do you understand? And there are women who are not interested in being in the kitchen, but they have a lot that they are adding to society.
I know, but
I just feel like you should, for a woman, you should meet the right man,
Yeah.
and there should be communication.
And
There are some people.
understanding.
Thank you. There are some families, for example, who where there's a couple I follow on TikTok. The woman doesn't even know how to cook. Like, she doesn't cook at all, and her husband is a chef.
And they
So
are
he's
happy.
they are okay.
That's what matters.
They are okay.
actually.
it's just about the
Understanding.
understanding, yes.
That's it. Do you
So-
get?
So if you actually believe the girl child's education is a waste of time, what's your opinion on that? You have the comment section, so you can drop and let's have your opinion. But do you
Yeah.
know that a meal prepared by an educated woman?
Tastes differently.
Educated
Yes,
woman. What does that
Mr.
even
Tom,
mean?
Mr. Tom, take it. Yeah, but it's true.
How?
She
It tastes
adds
different.
her academic expertise
Everything.
into the meal, you know,
Even
into
the
the
way-
I don't completely
calculation.
believe
Even
that.
the way she will
'Cause-
present the meal.
Let's believe
Will be
it. We are
different.
talking about
okay.
meal.
When you're talking about, if you're talking about presentation, okay, yeah, I can actually subscribe.
But
to
like
that.
the actual taste.
But the actual taste of the food, no. Have you met all these village women?
Sometimes you'll be craving
Guy.
local red oil, like palm oil,
Have you
firewood
eaten
rice.
amala from all this yeah but
That,
I-
that their arm will have this saggy fat.
bro, don't say
Don't
that.
play with those women. Don't play with them. You're going to lick off your fingers.
Honestly.
But-
I heard somewhere online where a content creator says, if you want to know an amala that will bang, like an amala that makes sense,
Yeah.
if that fat is not there, don't
Okay.
buy. If the woman doesn't have
That's
bad
it.
attitude, if she doesn't say, okay, what do you want? Don't buy. It's not going to be sweet.
Hey, good. Okay, so those are. I also there's this other one that is still about girl child. That a family without a male child
It's not complete.
is not complete. How do you see?
No.
What do you say about that?
No.
There's so much place more peculiarity on the male child.
Which is not supposed to be
Yeah,
so.
it's
I
not
think
supposed
it's
to be
just
so.
like the African mentality, because children are children. A child is a
Exactly.
child. It doesn't matter what gender they are. That's the equality that they preach, and I feel like that's where the gender clash begins, with the hate movement against men and women. You know, where feminism come into like the picture. Do you understand? So I feel like everybody's equally important.
Yeah.
Oh.
Your life is not more precious than mine because I'm a woman. You do not deserve. I don't deserve to get treated in a belittling manner
Just because of
just
gender.
because I'm a woman.
Yeah.
Do you get? I feel like I should enjoy as much privileges as you enjoy as a man, and it shouldn't diminish, or you shouldn't take that away because you feel like I'm a woman and I do not deserve it. I have a right to live. I have a right to enjoy. I have a right to work. I have a right to get dividends for my hard work. Do you understand?
Exactly.
So I will not sit down and watch somebody come and take what rightfully belongs to me because I'm a woman and you're a man. I will not. It doesn't even make any sense. It doesn't. I think I'm getting.
You're getting emotional
yeah,
right now.
because these things actually
You're speaking
happen.
for the women, all the women out there.
Yeah, these things actually happen every day, on
yeah.
a daily basis. Like,
Yeah.
women get to be pushed aside. Maybe as a woman in your organization, you're due for promotion. Somebody elsewhere just comes and say, "Oh, she's a woman. She's not capable of leadership." Are you kidding me? I've built all this experience over the years. Where were you? Do you understand? So I feel like
I feel
men
like this
who
is
are
a
too,
topic on its own.
I'm telling you, men who are too obsessive or like with power and supremacy should
Power
be
drunk men.
avoided. If
Yeah.
you're a woman and you have such man in your life, you should avoid them,
But you
because
know
they're going to push you into
You know,
a
the
ditch.
issue of gender equality has always been a problem right
Yeah,
from the
right from
beginning
the
of time.
get-go.
It's not just in Nigeria's space alone. It extends to the international scene.
Yeah.
Now look at the presidential election we just had in US.
Mm-hmm.
The
Kamala Harris.
yes, she would have won the election, but one of the factors involved was the gender base.
Yeah.
She's a woman.
Even in Nigeria, we've never
happens.
had a female president. I think one time a woman was contesting, but I think one
I
time.
remember. I can't really
But
remember
she
her
didn't
name.
even, you know.
Yeah.
It's just so heartbreaking and sad for me, actually. I'm going to become the face of the girl child.
No, not just the face
We
of
have
the girl
somebody
child.
Yeah.
The way I see the passion in you, if you keep the passion burning, someday you might pursue to be the president of Nigeria.
Women support, men support,
Give them.
men supporting women.
It's just about keeping your dreams and hopes alive.
Yeah.
Alive, yeah.
Yeah.
So you might.
Thank
do you-
you. I'm encouraged. Thank you, Mr. Thumb, for that. Miss Dami, as she earlier said, she said that her stereotypes are like ethnic based, and I think I'm going to be going in that direction.
Okay.
One stereotype I've had, like I've come to even believe over the years, is that Nigerian Yoruba men are demons.
What is your definition of demons?
Okay, like heartbreakers, players, you know, just
Okay.
that sort of thing. And then
Okay.
particularly to bring it down, like to streamline it, you see Femi. You see Femi. Hey.
What about Femi?
Funny enough, I know a Femi that is actually the sweetest human I have met. For real, like
Really?
no shades.
So now you're debunking my myth. But yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
that's
can
the
tell.
that's
It's a
the essence
stereotype,
of
yeah,
it.
so-
Yeah.
The stereotype. So I believe Femi is watching right now. What do you have to say, Femi?
Shout out to all the Femis out there. Your sister has debunked it that not
Oh,
all
yeah.
Femis are actually bad.
But this doesn't mean there are no bad Femis actually.
Femi,
I just happen to know a sweet one.
I would reserve my comments.
Okay, there's another stereotype I know that first male child are always irresponsible. How is that? They say that a firstborn son is not as responsible as a second son.
There's a point in that, but I feel like it's just generalization.
Exactly.
Because you've seen it a couple
Has
of
to be.
times doesn't mean that it happens everywhere.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
So many families, from analysis, people come to conclude that the second son is always more responsible.
I
than
have
the
seen
first.
it in certain families, but I wouldn't say that it's, you know, everywhere is the same all over the world or all
Okay.
over Nigeria in all families. But I've seen firstborn male children who are utterly irresponsible. I have seen.
I personally have observed that too. The second one the second child or the
You tend
second
to take
son
up the
tend to be more
responsibility.
responsible.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't think I have actually
Noticed.
that. I've seen it in movies though, but I don't think I have settled down to notice.
And talking about the female, that the second daughter is always lazy.
Why would you say that? No, I'm not. No, I'm not gonna
Coming
take
from the
that.
second daughter.
I'm not gonna take. I'm not lazy. Can't you? I'm hardworking.
Are you sure?
I'm not just going to blow my trumpet. Let me chill.
I think that's.
chill.
Does that affect you personally, or is it talking to you
Because
directly?
No,
you attacked him like it really hit home.
I didn't even know she's the second daughter.
Anyways, that doesn't matter
Yeah,
much.
so that's what they say, that
Are you
the first
sure?
daughter is always responsible, hardworking. In fact, takes on the responsibility.
Yeah,
of the
because she
mother.
has younger ones
Yes.
behind her.
While
Yeah.
the second daughter is always the
And
Gen Z and
Yeah,
Gen
sorry to
Z.
cut you
Bad.
short.
Yeah, baddies.
Yeah, sorry to cut you short. I heard that most times the parents tend to pay very serious attention to the firstborn child just so the child doesn't make mistakes, because they believe that if the first child make mistakes, the others coming behind
To emulate
will
the
emulate
bad
and make the same-
example.
the same
Yes,
mistake.
it's true. It's true. I've heard.
You think that's
discussed it.
true?
Yeah,
No.
I think that there's a sense in it, because the very first child. I think if the first child is responsible and follow the family rules, others
believe that.
others will follow the same footsteps.
Yeah, and I think children learn more by observation.
Yes, exactly.
Do you know why I say I don't believe that? Because every child has a mind of their own.
Yeah.
You might be the one that maybe you have 3 children all by yourself, like you give birth to all 3 of them, and the way you train the first child, you might need a little bit of technicality to handle the
Yes,
second
I
child.
know.
Yeah.
So, because the first child is well trained and brought up, doesn't mean that the second child might be a Gen
But
Z baddie and she doesn't listen.
You know,
So,
environmental influence also matters.
true,
Yeah, very well.
true. But I just feel like more energy should be exerted to like bring up all the children, not just the first child, because we are in a very civilized world now. Children are even more smarter than
Than
you.
their parents,
Yes,
yeah.
you understand. So they might feel neglected, and that might push them away from the family.
Yeah.
So I just feel like they should all be brought up together with equal energy, except maybe if you have a child with special needs that needs more of your attention than the others. But still, it doesn't mean that you should neglect the other children. Yeah, so that's what I believe. All right, that has been it, ladies and gentlemen, for the trends of this moment on the Ombudsman Radio. I hope that you've been able to learn a great deal of information on popular Nigerian myths and stereotypes peculiar to Nigeria. Yeah, my guests have been more than elated to, dissect this popular myths with me, and I've been really honored to have you guys in the studio. Thank you so much, Miss Dami.
Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Thomas.
I'm really pleased to be part of the program for today.
Thank you. All right, if you have any other myths that you know is peculiar to your area, your tribe, your ethnicity, please do also put them down in the comment section. We'll be more than happy to read them. Thank you so much again for watching. With that, bye for now.